Hey guys, before we start, I just want to say thank you for checking out my first video on this account. I hope you like it, and these characters that I picked, it's all in my opinion. You can have a totally different opinion. That's all right. Okay, I'm just want to start with taking some of my best characters I most frequently use, just putting them up. Cloud, Corrin, people like that. I really like sword fighters in general. I'd also say Dark Pit. He's someone who I use very frequently. Same for Captain Falcon. I know these are not sword fighters, but I still use them pretty frequently, and I still enjoy them. Next, I'm going to take Bowser. I think I use him often enough to be used often, but Bowser Jr. on the other hand, and all the Koopalings just in general, I don't really use them, so just put them and don't use. Bayonetta, I rarely ever use her. I kind of dread getting her when I have random, but not as much as I dread getting Greninja, who I never use practically. Inkling, it's kind of like a mixed feelings, I'd say. Dark Samus, I use Samus occasionally, but Dark Samus I don't use as much. The way it glides, it doesn't feel the same. Same for Ken. I use Rio a lot, but Ken I'm going to put in. This is kind of a tough one, but I'd say I don't use often. Diddy Kong, same thing, but Donkey Kong on the other hand, I use him often. And King K. Rool, same story. I don't know if you're noticing something similar between these three. They're all big dudes, but on the other hand, I use Link pretty often, but not too often on Ultimate. I mainly used him on Smash 4. I started to use upper characters now. Lil Mac, he's someone who I use a lot. Dr. Mario, now this is a tough one, because if I'm going to use a Mario, I would pick Dr. Mario, but I rarely ever use him still, so I'm going to say don't use often. Same for Kirby, I'd say. I don't really use him that much. Yeah, actually Kirby might be rarely used. Daisy and Peach, I just don't really use them, so I'm just going to put them right and don't use often. Well, Duck Hunt, I use him. They're okay. I would say I use them more in Bayonetta or Kirby, but I still very rarely use it. Falco and Fox are kind of mixed feelings. They're really good players, but I just don't really use them. I really enjoy using them though. Incineroar, rarely used. Same for Charizard would actually probably be, well, whenever I use Ash, the Pokemon trainer, I mainly pick Charizards. I think I'd put in mixed feelings. Isabella, same thing. Jigglypuff, almost never use her. Same for Ice Climbers, and I think about it. Ike, I really like his moveset, but his up B kind of stinks, because if he's just trying to recover, his recovery move, it just backfires on him and he falls down rapidly. So I'm going to put him and don't use often. Same for Deity, and Lucina I use very often. Now for the Miis in general, I use them all at different times, but in general I prefer Mii Swordsman, but Mii Brawler I've been using a lot. Mii Gunner I don't really use much anymore, but I used to use a lot, so I'm just going to take the whole category in general and just put in use often. Actually I'm going to bump it even higher, because I use them more than any of these. DK, I use them more than these ones. Now I'm going to have to put Game & Watch right down here. Actually, I think I use Greninja even less than Game & Watch. Same for Lucas, and now for Mewtwo. This is kind of a tough one, because I did use him a bit in the past, but not on Ultimate. It's just kind of tough. I'd say I use him more than Bayonetta, but Pac-Man, it's kind of mixed feelings. Same for Pikachu. Pichu, I just never use. It's pretty much the same moveset as Pikachu, but it takes damage to itself, so I'm actually going to put that in almost never use, because I literally, like, never use it unless I have to get it in random. Mario, rarely used. Luigi, mixed feelings. He has in my opinion, he has a cooler moveset and he's easier to use. And Meta Knight, mixed feelings. Lucario, on the other hand, would probably be in rarely used. Mega Man is definitely, I don't know, I just started recently using him, so I'd say mixed feelings, because I don't use him as much. Ness is going to join Lucas, because they pretty much have the exact same moveset. Ganondorf, he used to have the same moveset as Captain Falcon, but slowly he's starting to get his own thing, but I still don't use him much, and so, yeah. Marth, I know, literally just Lucina, but I don't really use him. I prefer Lucina. And Palutena, use her a lot, probably even more than Lil Mac. She's someone who I just recently started using after my friend said you should try her out. You know what, I'm not even going to include Piranha Plant since he's technically a DLC, not all the way, but if you bought Smash after the first month, he's a DLC. You have to pay for him extra. And Pit, again, literally same as Dark Pit, only I prefer Dark Pit, so don't use often. I don't know where to put him, because out of all the Pokemon for that Ash uses in this game, he's probably my least favorite. I'm going to put him in don't use often, because whenever I get Ash, I don't use it. But on the other hand, Squirtle is probably mixed feelings. Same with Charizard. Actually, I'm going to put it right next to Charizard, because I use it like the same amount, like slightly less than Charizard. Richter, I really like. Actually, yeah, I'd say it's just about that. And Shulk, I like him as a character. He has a really cool moveset. I just never really got used to him, so I'd have to put him in mixed. Actually, even rarely used, even though I like using him. But Robin now, for him/her, I just don't rarely use. And same for Ridley. Actually, Rosalina and Luna, they'd even being don't like almost never use, because I like literally never used her. Rob, he is very cool, and I like that I like the fact that they brought a toy into Smash, but I use him sometimes, so I think I'll put him in mixed feelings. I really enjoy using him. Now Wario, I use often, probably more in Link, but yeah. And on the topic of Link, Zelda, I use a lot, but not enough to be a main for me, I'd say. Snake is one of my mains. At one point, I literally only ever used him, never used anyone else. I'd say he's right in between Dark Pit and Lucina. Villager, rarely use. Now, Zero Suit Samus, I really like to use her, and whenever I get her as a random, I don't just go, oh man, but I just don't really use her still. So, don't use often. Wolf, rarely use. Toon Link, it's kind of mixed feelings, because again, same story. I like to use him, but I don't. Same for Young Link, exact same. Actually, I think I use Young Link even more. I like his bomb arrow, fire arrow things. Yoshi, I rarely use. Wii Fit Trainer, rarely use. Sonic, rarely use. I'd say more Wii Fit. Actually, no, Wii Fit Trainer would be up here. Richter, don't use often. I sometimes use him, but I prefer, Simon. I prefer Richter over Simon. Now, Sheik, same thing. Samus, I would say, would be right above Link, because I use her pretty often, but just not often enough to be a main. And Roy is a main of mine. right next to Lucina. It's actually ahead of Lucina. I use him even more. Rio, again, same thing, only I don't, out of all my mains, I don't even think he'd be qualified as a main. I use him often. Probably even less than Zelda, even. Oman. Olamon. I don't even know how to say it. I barely played Pikmin. I'd have to say he's fairly good, but pretty much all of his moves is just throwing Pikmin. So now, all of these I'm not going to include. Ash I'm not going to include because I already include all of his Pokemon. So without his Pokemon, he's useless. Piranha Plant is technically DLC. I already include all 3 Mii fighters in one. So now all that's left is him. I don't really use him though. Although I like his moveset, but he's like the same story as Ike. His recovery move just backfires on him and he just falls right down. So I'd have to put him and don't use often. Right? Actually, I use Ike more, I'd say. Right about there. Actually, and Richter should be more of here. Daisy should be higher. Diddy Kong should also be higher. The Koopalings will be down here. Marth will be higher. And I'd say that's all. So I hope you enjoy this tier list. I'd like to give credit to Tier Maker, which I used. It's a website that you can make your own tier list. And thank you for watching my first video on this channel. Have a nice day.